Disclaimer, I do not dislike CinemaSins, and that is not a lie. For my next Everything Wrong with CinemaSins video, I'm going to be saying their video on Wish. Enjoy, everyone.
Wish upon a star my ass, Disney. When do I get my wish of no logos, huh? When do I get my wish?
Well, like I've said before, this is something movies do all the time, so you're unfortunately not going to get your wish, Jer.
Also, it looks like the Disney castle is perched next to a waterfall, and that's just some poor planning if they want it to hold its value through the next 100 years of natural erosion in a challenging castle market.
Well, this is just intended to be a new way of showing their logos as a way to celebrate 100 years, and it's very creative, so I don't think that matters.
Once upon a time,
there was narration.
And it's needed here to give us context on why Magnifico became a sorcerer, as well as how Rosas came to be.
And reading.
Well, yeah, because this storybook opening is intended to be a reference to early Disney movies such as Cinderella to celebrate the 100 years.
there was a young man who believed there was nothing more important than a wish. Not just any wish, of course. The one that drives your heart.
Call me cynical, but the one wish that drove my heart as a young man was not Disney appropriate.
Well, that's on you, not the movie, so I'll be giving this my award.
He studied the magic of the world tirelessly and became a mighty sorcerer.
I'm not going to play Jeremy's sin here because I just want to point out that he misspelled sorcerer over a shot of the correct spelling of it.
Oh, this is it! No, it can't be a coincidence the king is calling a wish ceremony on your birthday.
It can. That's why we have a word for it.
And without that, movies wouldn't happen like I've said before.
Disney gets shitty when we play their music, so get ready for a lot of me rehashing the dumb songs in this movie, starting with this one. Asha is singing that here in Roses, the greatest creations are all on display, but delivering this line as a swarm of butterflies leaves a man's head appears to be setting the bar rather low.
I agree with the second part of this sin, but for the first part, I'd say that the songs in this movie aren't dumb, and some of them are pretty great. What I'm saying is we can all have different opinions on these songs.
The thing about Valentino is that he's being voiced by the always enjoyable Alan Tudyk. Other than that, this goat is a dick and a liability.
Singing something you like.
Asha may be singing about Helm's Deep, but it feels a hell of a lot like she's about to introduce the family madrigal.
Well, it could possibly just be a reference to how Mirabelle was dancing when singing that song in Encanto.
You really forget your wish once you give it?
You forget without regret.
The fact that they could be talking about my virginity or Alzheimer's.
My best friend, the king's apprentice.
Apprentice to the king, who is also a sorcerer? I see you, Disney, but do you see that now I just want to watch a different movie with 100% more Nicolas Cage?
And what you just said there again implies that you do not want to watch the rest of this film, which makes you think you don't like watching films. Also, you spelled sorcerer correctly here, so how did you misspell it earlier?
Yes! Ugh. Life is so unfair.
And you see, I shall never be king, and you will never be certain if any of this movie is original or just an excuse to make 100 Disney references in 84 minutes or less.
Yes, this is an original Disney film, and films can make lots of references to other films and shows and still be original.
Wow.
I hear the gasp and exclamation, but the problem is I see nothing worthy of this reaction.
Well, Asha reacted like that because she's amazed by how big the room is.
How old were you when he passed?
12.
Nothing like the killing off of a parent to shortcut your way to some character empathy. I wasn't sure until now, but it's officially a Disney movie.
But like I've said before, not every Disney movie has dead parents such as Mulan, Moana, Encanto, Elemental, Inside Out, and Zootopia.
People think wishes are just ideas. But no, they are a part of your heart.
Oh.
And they are, because a wish is a dream that your heart makes.
He's singing, and I quote, "You pull me in like some kind of wind." And I don't think this is how wind works.
Well, he was likely just being metaphorical, Jer.
This Aurora dress almost pushed us into an immediate Disney Easter egg bonus round until I realized that awarding an accurate number of sins would mean identifying every single f***ing reference. I love being accurate with the sin count. So here's a nice round 101 Cinemations instead.
Well, since this film celebrates 100 years of Disney, it makes sense to include all the references, so this is just an unnecessary sin count pad.
My Saba is good. The people of Rosas are good.
Citations needed.
Okay, so how is that a sin?
Also, good people can do bad shit. It happens all the time. Hell, yesterday I didn't recycle a coffee cup and accidentally crop dusted a group of teenagers on the bus. And I only wished for one of those things.
The first part of your sin is agreed with, since we all mess up, but for the second part, that has no relevance to this movie.
Maybe if Disney characters talked about their problems instead of singing into nature about them, we'd see some actual resolution and personal growth.
Well, it didn't work here since Asha was unable to convince her mother and Saba that Magnifico is deceiving them, so I don't see your point here.
In case you hadn't realized it, this song is called Wish. And while it's a catchy number, I think we can make it more fit for purpose. So I look up at the screen to guide me and throw critiques.
Okay, let's just skip this and move on, and add sins for the singing.
I believe I have just been threatened.
This seems like a leap, and it is, but only because the movie hasn't put much effort into explaining the source of Magnifico's paranoia.
I disagree, because the movie previously showed the wishes being affected by the light, and Magnifico knew that it wasn't his doing, which is what led to him feeling threatened.
You mean we take them back ourselves?
Mediocre movie about magic suddenly becomes a mediocre heist movie.
Well, just because you find this film to be mediocre doesn't mean that everyone has the same opinion, so I'll be giving out my award again.
Why is there nothing?
Burning books.
Pointing things out on the screen.
I made a wish on a star.
What are you, 5?
Gizmo would be excellent at CinemaSins.
His name is Gabo, not Gizmo.
The extent of Star's magic seems to be giving life and making everything more annoying.
Again, that's just how you feel about it, so I'll be giving this my award too.
It's actually a door. And Magnifico waved his hand and it just... Okay, how about this?
Random hand gestures aren't working. What is this sorcery and how does it work? Oh, yeah, it's probably sorcery.
Jeremy answers his own question, yet still gives the movie a sin.
This guy is terrible enough on his own that it seems unnecessary to bring in this whole dark magic storyline that makes it seem like he was mostly good until he got corrupted. It honestly makes him more of a sympathetic figure than he deserves to be.
I disagree, because while he started out with good intentions, he now has become a self-centered man who is allowing fear to consume him.
Straight up murdering the Pez dispensers that you unnecessarily imbued with life.
But those aren't Pez dispensers, are they?
I must have it.
This sorcerer was just defeated by shelving.
Yeah, so?
Is this yarn?
These knights were just defeated by yarn. Magic yarn, yes, but we have no evidence that it is in any way stronger than normal yarn.
But you just said it's magic yarn, so isn't that good enough for you?
From one domesticated animal to another. Help us!
Either this talking goat speaks horse, or these horses speak English, and both are nonsense.
Well, it seems to be that the horses can understand English, but regardless, nonsense like this happens all the time in fantasy films.
I should never have wished.
Thing I'm sure Disney is thinking somehow makes its way into the script.
Jimmy says something random while also projecting his opinion.
The animator decided to hang an apple here, so we know the king is an asshole.
And it's also the poisoned apple as a reference to Snow White.
I know, a talking mouse.
Movie knows the talking animal gag is becoming overused, but does it anyway.
Well, the mouse said that because the animals in this movie can't talk unless they swallow Star's magic, which is what happened to this mouse.
It's a dead end.
A dead end with unsanded mahogany.
Isn't it great when Disney creates resourceful, creative, and determined characters and then f***s all that out the window in favor of dumb luck?
Yeah, since convenient things are part of how movies work.
If you're looking for a baffling way to phrase a fight song, then you're gonna love it when Asha sings, "If we don't fight, he knows he wins. Not allowed, knowing what I know now." It's a powerfully profound, nonsensical word soup.
Well, not everyone feels the same way as you, Jer, and I think that those words fit pretty well together, and overall, the song's pretty great to me.
Cool, the children of the revolution won't be fooled again, but instead of trying to overthrow the king, can't you just leave? Wouldn't the more powerful message be that no one can steal your wish from you, and that's what strips the king of his power? Damn it, I should write for Disney. To be clear, I should not.
Well, trying to stop Magnifico is the better option since he's gone mad with power and Rosas is in danger. Also, for that last part, you went back on your own statement and still gave the film a sin.
Also, Magnifico is the worst, but up until today, this whole group thought he was the best. So it's taken maybe a few hours at most for them to go from being perfectly content about life to let's start a motherfucking revolution?
Well, when you ignore the fact that Simon told Magnifico that Asha's friends were also traitors earlier, yeah, this sin makes sense.
Are we seriously around with a shadow puppet play, or is there some actual planning happening here?
Well, it can be both, Jeremy, which is the case here.
Also, it's weird how some of the wishes are practical and some involve breaking the laws of physics and maybe even reality.
And that might be because animated films don't follow reality like I've said before, Jer. So how is the sentient magic star from the sky fine, but not this?
The perfect nanny for your horrible children. Popping this one!
I hope one of these bubbles has planes in it.
Well, the movie doesn't make a planes reference, so...
What do I do with this?
Apparently, he just hoped that King Magnifico walks under a tree at the perfect time to be squished by a giant fruit. This seems oddly specific and not entirely helpful.
That's not Asha's plan. She just simply activated the wand by mistake, which caused the apple to grow really big and fall from the tree.
All available evidence suggests that Star is not on your side, Asha.
Well, similar to what I said in the previous scene, the problem is more so the fact that Asha doesn't entirely know how the wand works.
No one can bring him back from this. Embrace forbidden magic just once, and you commit to it for eternity.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna believe everything we read in the evil book and not even try? Because no one has ever committed a lie to posterity before.
Well, the book is where Magnifico got the dark magic from, so it makes sense for them to believe that just by reading it.
You really think you can take me down?
Thanks, John!
Oh, Brother Bear, when the f*** did you have time to arrange this ex machina?
But we met this bear earlier in the film, so this is not a Deus Ex Machina.
How's the whole taking your wish into your own hands working out for you? Oh, wait. I don't actually care.
Congrats on officially summing up my feelings about any and all of this.
Well, that's on you, not the movie, so I'll give out my award again.
You know, it's really hard to respect a villain that can be defeated by a choir.
You gonna tell us why, or are you just gonna say something and expect us to go along with it?
The Sorcerer Supreme's best defense against hope is a big toxic fart spell.
Well, yeah, because Magnifico thought it would be powerful enough to stop the effects of the singing, which ended up not working for him.
Wait, why would the evil magic staff react to random singing by trapping its owner? Listen, you can say it's magic all you like, but you should really be blaming Aladdin's logic puzzle trapping Jafar for setting the sorcerer defeating bar too hot.
Well, in Aladdin, Jafar wished to be a genie, and since a genie lives in a lamp, that's what led to him being sucked into his own lamp. As for here, this happens because Magnifico is powered by the strength of the thing, which led to his magic turning against him, hence this.
So, are we happy or upset that there wasn't still good in him?
Well, the good that was in Magnifico melted away, and because he went crazy and mad with power, everyone's relieved that he's now defeated, and I think that can apply to the audience as well.
This is more than I could have ever dreamed possible.
Good thing the movie isn't named Dream.
Singing something you like.
This movie is so generic and dull that I will hitherto refer to it for all time as A Star is Born.
Well, again, that's just your opinion, so this will be getting my award too.
100 years of Disney bullshit in the credits.
Well, showing all these characters in the credits are a good way to commemorate 100 years of Disney. But more importantly, the real sin for the credits is that they forgot to include a character from both Meet the Robinsons and The Rescuers.
Oh, I get it. Sabino turned 100 and so did Disney. It's all a realization of his wish, not Magnifico's.
Firstly, sending this post-credits scene for any reason at all. Secondly, you forgot to put a period or a comma between it and Sabino. And here's the end result, everybody. This in total is 190, and the sentence will be, wish not granted. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have a nice day.